who marries the Prophet of Allah, and the first thing she does is says, everything I have is for the sake of Islam. You know, sometimes when we donate and we give to the cause of Islam, alhamdulillah, we donate, mashallah, it's very good. But afterwards, we ask the administration or the treasurer or the board, you know, the $150 that I gave you, yeah, can I have a breakdown of where that was spent? Do you have receipts and expenses to tell me, you know, where my money went? And that's fine. I mean, this is a public community, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But you show me anywhere in any of the books that we have where you have a breakdown of where Bibi Khadija's money was spent. Nobody knows, and she never asked Prophet of Allah that I've given you so much wealth, where is it gone? Because you know, at the end of her life, she didn't have enough money to buy herself a kafan to be buried in. Allahu Akbar. This was who? This was a woman who was extremely wealthy. But she gave everything she had in the way of Islam. Here Allah has blessed her with wealth. Her imtihan came, her test came, and she passed that imtihan by what? By giving everything fi sabilillah, in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So one lesson of many we can learn from the life of this great lady is when Allah has blessed you with it, when Allah has blessed you with risk, when Allah has blessed you with so many ni'mah upon ni'mah, understand that Allah is waiting for you to use it in the appropriate way. Understand what that way is and use it in that way, inshallah. Sallallahu alayhi Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. The other point I wanted to make in terms of her life, that's 2 points, by the way. One point is this usage of blessings, which is for all of us. And the first point I made, which was lost in the jokes, was this concept of our sisters, our aunts, our respected women. When you create a household, which is really a home for the man who comes back from outside, he's working, let's say he's stressed, then really that home becomes a heaven for him. And we have in our hadith that a woman's intercessor on the Day of Judgment is the happiness of her husband. Now this doesn't mean that on the way home tonight, in the car, you say, Dekha. No, not like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying use that and say, go make me tea and all. No. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that a woman has been given this blessing to be the mother of the children and to be the wife in the home. And so convert your house into a home, I'm saying. If your home does not remind you of Islam, then it's your job, it's your responsibility. It's everyone's responsibility, really, but really Allah has given the woman this concept of love that she has not given you and I, that He has not given you and I, as men. And so we have to use that, or they have to use that to convert this house into a home. Number 3 is this concept of sacrifice. Very briefly, let me understand and let me explain to all of you that our Ahlul Bayt, if they had one common trait amongst them all, it was this concept of sacrifice. And not sacrifice for anything else but for Islam. The example I'll give you is Mawla Ali. A lot of our youth and some of us have this concept where we believe that Mawla Ali remained quiet during the times of the 3 Khalifas out of fear, number 1. Or simply because he didn't have enough of an army to uphold or to revolt against the current government in Islam. Let me present to you a little bit of the philosophy behind Mawla Ali's silence to understand his sacrifice. And I'm going to use his own judgments to understand why he did what he did. The very famous story of 2 women approaching Mawla Ali with one baby. One says, this is my baby. The other says, this is my baby. And they come to Mawla Ali and says, you know what, you are the one who is a judge at the time, you tell me what to do. Mawla Ali thinks about it. He sees there are 2 women here and they're claiming that this child is theirs. Mawla Ali says, you know, Odi, we'll cut the baby in half, we'll give you one half, we'll give you the other half. That sounds fair. One woman says, no, wait. You know what? It's her baby. Give her the baby. It's okay. Don't do that. Give her the baby. It's her baby. I'm not the mother. Mawla Ali right away realized that it wasn't her that was the mother. It was this one that's saying to not cut the baby, that she is the actual mother. He awarded her the baby and said, go with your child. What's the logic behind it? This mother would rather see her child alive and well, even in the lap of somebody else, as opposed to cut into pieces. Okay? Take that example and use it for Islam now. Islam being the baby. Mawla Ali is claiming that this is my khilafat, and the first Khalifa claiming it's my khilafat. If Mawla Ali took the sword out and began to chop that khilafat in half, then Islam as we know it, in this infancy stage, would have self-imploded. So he said, look, as long as Islam is sahih and salim in the hands of him and that khalifa, I'm fine with it. Let it be. I'd rather see Islam like this than in pieces and in my hands. The sacrifice of Mawla Ali. Imagine for a moment someone takes your God-given right away from you, snatches it away from you, and you're asked to be patient. Or you're asked to sacrifice for the sake of Islam. Now how can we make that into a practical aspect here? I'm telling you right now, here, in our little pockets across North America, we have these communities. And the last time I read a stat, there's about 200, 250 masjids across America alone. One of them here at the Sabah Center. It's important for us to understand that this is our version of Islam right here, these four walls. And so there'll come times where something happens that you don't like. Someone says something that you weren't too happy about. Maybe to you directly. Maybe a change in the program that you weren't too happy about. Maybe someone said something. Maybe something happened to your children or to you. Maybe somebody was disrespectful to your child. Sometimes we have this philosophy that, you know what, I'm never coming back here again. I'm going to go down the road and open up my own center or have my own programs and tell everyone that don't go to Sabah, don't go to Sabah, don't go to Sabah. I'm asking you to sacrifice for Islam the way our Ahlul Bayt sacrificed for Islam. That realize that these four walls is all we have in terms of the tabligh and the spread and the really understanding of Islam are these four walls. And when you have such cultures and such personalities under one roof, you're bound to have a little bit of noise. They say, you know, where there are dishes, there'll always be noise, as they say. And so take that as an example of understanding that Islam is asking you to look past all that and understand that you are a member of an Islamic society here in the West. And we have to do our best to make sure that this Islam remains apparent and remains strong enough so we can gift it off to our next generation. Shaheed Mutahari rahmatullah alayh has a beautiful example when he says the right of one generation over the next one is that they should give Islam at such a point where they can take that Islam and run with it. Just like the generation before us gave us Islam, just like our parents, like I mentioned the very first or second day, our parents came here, they did everything they could to establish Islam for us. And they gave us Islam to the best of their ability. And now us as the next generation, we take it, we do our best to uphold it, to patch it up, to make it stronger, and we pass it on to the next generation. That's their right and that's our responsibility. But we can't do that unless we sacrifice for Islam. Whether it's your time, whether it's your money, whether it's whatever the case may be. But sacrifice for the next generation. The Sabah youth have an iftar this Wednesday. They're sponsoring the iftar. I ask all of you, they need 2 sponsors, that's it. 2 sponsors in this massive community. I ask you, please, help them out, support them. Know that that one little sacrifice in this pinch of an economy, believe me, Allah will give you tenfold, inshallah. Salawat bhi Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So it's important for us to understand 2 points, and then I'll move towards Masaib. A little bit of musibah today since we're commemorating her wafat. And that is that understand that every time you are blessed, and really you have to understand everything is a blessing. If you applied for a university or college and you got in, that's a blessing. If for a moment, let's say for example, you were going through a difficulty or a hardship or some turmoil, and alhamdulillah, Allah has released you from that hardship, that is a blessing. And Allah waits for you to say, alhamdulillah, thank you Allah for helping me through that hardship. The problem is that we have so much ghurur sometimes where we think I was the one that helped you through that. I was the one